Simon, clean up these muddy shoe prints. Ladies don't like a man with a muddy carpet.
That was Morris, the biggest a-hole in the land. The story revolves around his death. Morris was a very wealthy man who mistreated, cheated, and underpaid people. The question is, could he drive far enough to kill him?
Bueno, this is Detective Pablo. Morris is dead, you say? You got murders, you say? I'll be right over. Looks like we have a striking case on our hands.
Thank God you're here.
I came as soon as I could. Give me a rundown of the case.
Well, at around 10:15 p.m., we got a call from Mr. Morris's butler saying he saw him dead as a doornail on the living room floor. We found some clues, which are all here in this file.
Says here he was stabbed?
Yes, stabbed right in the chest.
Any suspects?
Yes, 3 that waiting for you.
How'd you get 3 suspects so quickly on a murder case?
We only have 10 minutes of screen time, come on. The first suspect is right through this door. Her name is Vivian. She was his wife.
Gracias. Good evening. I'm Detective...
Why am I here? I would never ever murder my husband. Why would you think that I would? I would never stoop so low.
Calm down. I'm just
Calm down? How am I supposed to calm down? My husband was just murdered.
If you didn't do it, then this should be easy for you. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay, fine.
Where were you at the time of your husband's murder?
I was taking a nap in the bedroom.
Is there anyone to verify this?
No. I mean, I wasn't taking a nap with anyone.
So no alibi. How did you find out about your husband's passing?
Well, I heard a scream, so I ran downstairs to see what happened. And Morris was dead and he was bleeding all over the floor, and Simon was calling the police.
Oh. Is it true that you once filed for divorce with Morris?
Yes, I mean, he did cheat on me with over 20 women, and I was mad at the time, of course, but I mean, I know he loves me the most, and they were just flings.
It says here that Morris leaves you all of his money and his Trump sticker collection. Is this true?
Yeah, I believe so, but I mean, I would never ever murder him for his money.
That's all for now. I'll be back soon enough. So who's next?
Next is Simon. The only lead we have on him is that he doesn't have a gun.
Good evening. I'm Detective Pablo. I'm here to ask you a couple of questions. We all know what this is about. Where were you at 7 p.m.?
I was cleaning the basement of my master's home when I heard him calling for me upstairs. I didn't think it was anything important until I heard him scream.
No alibi. I see. Then you called the police?
Yes, well, not right after. At first I thought it was some sick kind of prank, so I tried to wake him by shaking him a little.
You shook him?
Yes. I was freaked out.
Why did you think it was a prank?
Well, he sort of pulled these on me, but never this severe.
Did he do those things often?
Not really.
I see. Thank you. I'll be back.
Next up is Barbara. We think she's the most guilty. This should be fun.
Hello. I'm Detective Pablo. And I'm going to be asking you some questions.
How long is this gonna take?
Not too long, unless you're not innocent.
I am, I swear.
How much do you get paid?
Around $6 per hour.
Below minimum wage.
Do you really think that's a reason to kill someone?
Funny. I didn't say it was.
Then why am I here?
I'm the one asking the questions. Let's keep this professional.
Alright, I'll keep it professional. Any more questions?
What is your side of the story?
I was in the garden and I heard screaming. And I decided to check it out. I walked in and Morris was on the floor bloody. And Simon was on the phone with the police.
What's on your shirt?
This is tomato juice. Get away from me, you creep.
No further questions. Stay here.
After hours of going through the evidence gathered and re-asking the suspects some more questions, Detective Pablo finally came down to an answer of who the murderer was. But a little spoiler, he was wrong. He came down to the decision that Barbara was the murderer from a closer look at what stained her shirt. He took in a sample of the stains and took it to the lab. Don't ask how they analyzed the sample so quickly, to see if there were traces of Morris's blood. There were, only from when Barbara examined the stab wound on Morris's lifeless body. But for Pablo, this was enough to arrest her for murder. Who's the murderer, you ask? I guess you'll have to find out.
I know who the murderer is. Round up all the suspects.
But why? And how did you decide who the murderer is in only 2 hours?
Because I'm the best detective there is.
Okay. Are you sure though?
Do as I say. Go. Vámonos. Vámonos.
Sure.
Is it really a good idea to have me in the same room as the killer and whoever else is innocent?
I don't know.
Where's that music coming from?
After hours of going through the evidence, I figured out who the killer is.
Hasn't it been only like 2 hours?
It was enough to determine Joel guilty.
What? It wasn't me, I swear!
no!
It wasn't me!
You're under the arrest of Mr. Morris.
No, it
Put
wasn't
your
me,
hands
I
behind your back.
promise!
You have the right
I
to
didn't
remain
do it,
silent.
please!
Take her
Can you
away.
see I'm innocent? Please!
You guys can go.
Oh wait, but how did they know she's the killer?
I smelled it on her shirt.
Barbara spent the rest of her life in jail, and Simon was never found out. In fact, after he quit his job as a butler, he pursued his dream job of owning his own silverware business. He was very successful, and justice was never served.